Hello, welcome to our 8th lesson. Unbelievable, our 8th lesson today. Okay, I can't believe how we have gone so far. All right, in this videotape, this theoretical videotape, we will try to consolidate what we have been working on during the last lesson number 7. And after that, we will see something new that will be useful for you to go on with the special assignment, which is called the Mary's Moss. Let's stop it for the time being. Okay, we will start with the consolidation of our last lesson. We saw type of predication, the different categories, and we see there on the screen there is a chart, 2 different sections, let's say categorical predicate and accidental predicates. One is analytics a priori and the other one is synthetics a posteriori. Okay, analytics means that you are not adding new information. All right, you don't need to add more information to make a sentence, to predicate something from the subject. Whereas in the accidental predicate, you are adding new information into the sentence you are making. Let's see. Okay, within the categorical predicate, you have substance of first and second class. For example, man is predicated from Socrates. Okay, man is predicated from Socrates. So when we say Socrates is a man, we are getting a predicate of the second class. Animal is predicated from man, or the other way around, man is an animal. Color is predicated from this white. Okay, this white, the color white. Sorry, there is a spelling mistake. This white is a color. Okay, this white is a color. And this color is a quality. And remember, quality was one of the categories. If we keep going up into the ladder, we will always reach one of the 10 categories. Substance, quantity, quality, position, affection, passion, time. All right, this is on one side. On the other side, the accidental predicates, which are non-substantials. Let's see. 3 full moons is predicated from the distance to Rome. Or if we put it the other way around, the distance to Rome is 3 full moons. Okay, 3 full moons is just an accident. It's an accident that the distance to Rome is 3 full moons. Okay. Magnanimous is predicated from Marcus Aurelius. Okay, the Roman emperor. Marcus Aurelius is magnanimous. It is also an accident because Marcus Aurelius could have been a tyrant or a despot. So it's an accident that he was magnanimous. Socrates' wife is predicated from Xantippe. Xantippe is Socrates' wife, but again, it's an accident that she is his wife. it could have been another woman, right? So there is a relation there. If we go up into the categories, Xantippe and Socrates, there's a relation. Marcus Aurelius being magnanimous, there is a qualification, so category of quality. The distance to Rome is 3 full moons. There is a distance, there is a quantity, which is also a category. And the wonders of the world are 7. But again, it's an accident. It could have been something else. It could have been 3 or 8 or 11 or whatever number the wonders of the world were. But it's an accident that they are, or they were 7, right? So the categorical predicates respond to the T esteem, to the what it is. If I ask, what is a man? Man is animal. What is Socrates? Socrates is man. What is white? White is a color. You see, a categorical predicate. What is color? Color is quantity. They are, you get always substance of first and second class. Whereas in the accidental predicates, you will never get substances of first or second class. You will get accidents. The distance to Rome, from the distance to Rome, doesn't come the question what it is. What is the distance from what it is Rome? You're not going to get 3 full moons. All right, you get Rome is a city. From the question, what is Marcus Aurelius? You don't get magnanimous. You get Marcus Aurelius is a man. To the question, what is Xantippe? You don't get Socrates' wife. You get Xantippe is a woman. All right. Let's see. We're moving on to the next picture. Okay. Again, as things are, from this man here and now, Socrates, who is there, is predicated man. From this man that I can touch, that I can feel, that I can smell, that I can see, there, man is predicated. All right? And remember, this is a substance of first class. Let's see. The above judgment can be understood in 2 senses. One, the very individual there who is white skin, bearded, sat on a chair, and so on and so forth. From that person there, right there, I get a substance of first class, right? 2, the intelligible concept potentially applicable to all beings of the same kind, substance of second class, right? Substance of second class are the universals. We call them the universals, or the genus, or the genders. For example, from Socrates, man is predicated. That man, remember, is the genus. The genus comprises many different individuals of the same kind. Socrates, Pablo, Jonathan, Lucas, Juan, and so on and so forth. We all fall into this intelligible concept, which is a substance of second class, and we can understand in our mind, in our brain. All right? Good. So far, we have reviewed what was worked out in our previous lesson. Now it's time to move on into the brand new topic for today.